We're here at Falcon Field for game number 2. The Rend Lake Warriors taking the first ball game from the SIC Falcons. And it'll be Steve Markey on the mound for the SIC Falcons. He has a record of 3-1 on the year with a 3.52 earned run average, and his pitching opponent will be Bobby Beard. Beard is 2-0 on the year, and Beard has an earned run average of 2.45 coming into game number 2 here. Rend Lake, a winner in the first ball game, and the Falcons are going to try for a split here. Steve Markey facing Bobby Beard.
Same lineups as we had in the first ball game, won by Rend Lake 8-1. Steve Markey on the mound. He'll face Joe Humiston. Catches the outside corner, strike one. Markey of the year has worked 30 2/3 innings, has a record of 3-1, earned run average of 3.52. Right-hander, the freshman. Next pitch, curveball, hit deep, left center field, in the gap. Leffler giving chase. It's up against the wall at the 365 mark, and Humiston is going to coast into second base with a leadoff double. Joe was 1 out of 5, a double in the first ball game, scored a run. Gets things started for Rend Lake here in the nightcap. A booming double to left center field. Humiston had started the afternoon hitting .474, so that averaged down somewhat after a 1 out of 5 performance in the first game, but he booms one to left center here leading off the ball game. Hit that pitch hard.
In Major League Baseball this afternoon, Cardinals lost to Montreal by the score of 7-5, and the Pirates and the Mets are now in the bottom of the ninth, and they're tied 7-7. So the Cardinals hoping for a Pittsburgh victory in the Mets ball game.
Rick Gaby at the plate. Squares to bunt. Breaking ball in the dirt. They say he committed himself, though. Strike one. Humiston down at second base with that leadoff double. Steve Markey on the mound trying to salvage a split for the SIC. They had their 8-game winning streak snapped in the first ball game, losing 8-1. Here's a ground ball right side. Runner goes to third. Volkman bobbles, picks it up, throws late. Everybody safe. Runners on the corners with nobody out. A slow roller hit down right at the second baseman, Neil Volkman. Couldn't find the handle. So the error on the second baseman allows Gaby to reach base. And that'll bring in Tim Dressler, the shortstop. Dressler was 1 out of 4 in the opening game with an RBI. Still at base and a run scored. First pitch. Hits one to left field. Over left center now. Leffler makes the catch. It's deep enough to score the run, though. The other runner at first base goes to second base on the play, so it's 1-0. Man down at second now with 1 out in the inning. Sacrifice RBI. Off the bat of Tim Dressler. And here comes trouble. Cliff McIntosh. Mac walked his first 2 times up against Mike Murray in the opening game, and then doubled and scored, doubled in a run. So he's 2 out of 2 on the afternoon, been on base all 4 times.
And Paul Evans said over in the dugout between ball games that McIntosh loves to bat against Mike Murray.
Big left-handed hitter waits. Takes a blazing fastball from Markey in at the knees. Strike one. Falcons in action again tomorrow. They've got a 1:30 doubleheader scheduled down at Murray, Kentucky. Take on Murray State in exhibition. Here's the 1-strike pitch way high and outside. Tony Oakes behind the plate again. Bacon Astor at third base, Melsheimer at shortstop, Volkman over at second, and Cantwell at first. Markey checks back second base. Pickoff play, almost threw it away. Runner back in time. 1 ball, 1 strike. Man on second base, 1 run in, only 1 out in the inning. And after winning the opening game, 8-1 to improve their record to 16-1, Rend Lake has jumped on top here. Fastball taken by the big guy McIntosh for strike 2. Steps out talking to himself. Wondering why he didn't pull the trigger on that one right down the middle. 1-2, he can look for a breaking pitch here. Here's the wind, the pitch, curveball, laced out into left field. Ball is going to be in front of Leffler for a base hit. Runner had to hold at second base, so he will only be able to advance to third base. Had to wait and see if it was going to be caught. So McIntosh has reached base all 5 times he's been to the plate today. 2 walks, 2 doubles, and now a single.
And they're jumping on Steve Markey here in the first inning. Runners now at first and third, only 1 out.
Markey in 30 2/3 innings had given 25 hits, 12 earned runs. He had walked 15, struck out 23. 3-1 is 1-loss record, but his ERA was up a little bit, 3.5 coming in. There's a pitch, fastball up high, backs Eder off the plate. Brian Eder, the catcher out of Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, was 1 out of 4 with an RBI and a run scored in game 1. Right-handed hitter waits. Pitch swung. Fly ball. Straight away center field, Cameron. This one is deep enough, though. Here comes the man home from third base. It's a 2-0 ball game. Both runs have scored on sacrifice flies here in the first inning.
So Markey's putting the ball over, and they're getting the fly balls. The sacrifice fly is just what they're looking for. And Red Lake's up now 2-0.
McIntosh held on at first base. 2 down in the inning. As first baseman Chad Weiss stands in. Weiss out of Highland, Illinois. Walk, struck out twice, but hit a 3-run home run in that 5-run third inning in the first game for Red Lake. Takes a fastball down low. Red Lake out-hit SIC 12-5 in the opening game. Next pitch, ground ball down to shortstop. Melsheimer fields, goes to the back, beats McIntosh to retire the side. But in the inning, a couple of hits, 2 runs, and 1 man left on base. Bottom of the first coming up. Red Lake on top of SIC 2-0.
SIC comes to bat here in the bottom half of the first. The Red Lake Warriors jumped on top 2-0. And Bobby Beard, a left-hander, will be on the mound for Red Lake. He has a record of 2-0 with an earned run average of 2.45. On the year, he struck out 15 while walking only 1 in 14 2/3 innings. So another control pitcher for the Red Lake Warriors here in Game 2.
And again, he'll look at Tim Leffler, Dave Melsheimer, and Neil Volkman, the top 3 in the order for the SIC Falcons. Southeastern is 11-6 now in league play, 15-6 overall on the year. Leffler was 1 out of 3 scored. The only run back in the 4th inning in game 1. Swings and misses the first pitch from Bobby Beard.
Come on, Bobby.
Beard is out of Mount Vernon, a 5'9", 195-pound sophomore, left-hander. Misses low with a breaking pitch. Beard is really put together on that mound, isn't he?
He is a stocky-built left-hander, and he's only walked 1 man in 14 innings.
1-1 pitch. Swung, pop fly, down the left field line, foul ground, third baseman giving chase, but he runs out of room as the ball is over on top of the batting cage. So Leffler comes back to home plate. He's there with a count of 1 ball, 2 strikes. Falcons fell behind early in game 1. As Red Lake hit them with 5 runs in the 3rd inning. SIC unable to catch up. And they've fallen behind, trailing 2-0 here in the bottom of the first. Leffler, right-handed hitter, waits. Next pitch down low and outside. Evens it up at 2-2. Leffler, Melsheimer, and Volkman. If anybody gets on this inning, it'll be the cleanup man, Dave Cantwell. 2-2 the count. The left-hander winds. Beard's pitch. Struck him out swinging. Good fastball, and Leffler is down on strikes. One out for shortstop Dave Melsheimer. Melsheimer was 1 for 3. Had an infield base hit back in the first game. Started the afternoon hitting .317 with 1 homer and 5 RBIs. Stands in from the left side and takes a blazing fastball at the knees. Strike 1. Next pitch. Evens it up at 1 ball, 1 strike. 2-0 ball game. We're in the bottom of the first. Red Lake going for the doubleheader sweep. Here's a curveball pull to the first baseman. Nice play to the bag. Runner is, what, safe? Out. What do they call him? First baseman tripped over the bag down there as Weiss made the play, came running to the bag, and he is still down. He may be hurt. Melsheimer is on the play. They're going to call him safe. First they had called him out. But let's see if Weiss is all right. Strange-looking play, Mark.
It was a ground ball right to him, and he just kept looking at Beard, and finally decided just to take it himself. Nonchalantly ran to the bag, had plenty of time to get Melsheimer, and then fell over first base. Elton Wegner first calling him out, and then really making no call. Melsheimer is standing on first, though.
Donnie Kalkstein, the assistant coach, comes out, raises his player up, and they're going to have to help him off the field back to the dugout. So Weiss shaking up on the play, jammed his foot as he hit that bag. Trying to race to the bag with a baseball ahead of the oncoming runner, Dave Melsheimer. Melsheimer hit the ball hard off the bag, but Weiss got to it, made the play, and jammed himself up on the bag. So we've got an injury. Hope it's not serious down there. A couple of Falcons were injured yesterday over John A. Logan. Greg Goodley jammed his left knee on a play sliding into second base. Ryan Gray was involved in a couple of bang-bang plays on the base paths. Ryan not able to do any catching today. He has been playing right field.
McIntosh is going to go in to play first.
Well, Cliff has been in the DH spot. That's where they normally play him when he's not pitching. And we've seen him play some first base, though. So Big Mac will come on and hold on that first base bag. Bottom of the first inning, our second ball game. Red Lake won the opener 8-1. Out hit SIC 12-5. Doug Ridner picked up his 5th win of the year without a loss for the Warriors. Mike Murray took the loss, went the distance 2-2 on the season now. And here in the second game, first inning, Joe Humiston led off with a double before it was all over. Red Lake had scored 2 times.
Now they're having a little bit of trouble with the batting order, as McIntosh is going to go in to play first.
Well, they'll still need a DH or
have to have the pitcher bat.
Or the pitcher will have to bat. So while they're taking their time sorting out this situation in the bottom of the first, it's a one-on, one-out situation for SIC, trailing 2-0. Let's take this 60-second timeout. 8, and the first pitch to him, swing and a miss for strike 1. Leffler opened the game in the bottom of the first, 1 down on strikes. Melsheimer save on at first base on a play in which the first baseman, Chad Weiss, has injured his foot or ankle. He has been taken from the ball game, and Cliff McIntosh in, holding against the runner now. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Neil Volkman looks at ball 2, low and away. Left-hander Bobby Beard, 2-0 in the year. Earned run average of 2.45. The Falcons had won 8 in a row coming into the doubleheader action today. Lost the opener 8-1. Here's a ground ball. Could be 2. Down to short. Big hop over to second base for 1. Not in time at first base. So Volkman is on the fielder's choice. 6-4. 2 down now for first baseman Dave Cantwell. Cantwell in the opening ball game was 1 for 3. Had a single in the 6th inning. Reached on an error and flied to left field. Dave started the afternoon hitting .411, no homers, and 11 RBIs. Throw to first base, Volkman. Back in time. Neal with good speed down at first. Long one from Cantwell would tie the ball game. 2-0 Rend Lake on top. 2 out, bottom of the first. Next pitch misses outside. Wind continues to blow to the outfield. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Runner goes. Line shot, left field. That ball is going to get down and go to the wall. Here comes Volkman. He should score. Cantwell digging for second base. Rounds the bag. They're going to hold him there as Volkman crosses the plate, makes it a 2-1 ball game.
Dave Cantwell got his usual swing from the left side and hit it into left center field off the wall right below the 365 mark. Volkman scored easily, and Cantwell's on with a stand-up double.
Neal was off and running with a pitch, as we told you, the hit and run. And I mean, Cantwell couldn't have taken that ball and dropped it any better. Roll to the wall at left center field. Volkman scores easily, make it a 2-1 ball game now. Here's Bacon Hester. Base hit here would tie it. Time call as the catcher wants to go out and talk to his pitcher. 2 down in the inning. But a big 2-out double by Dave Cantwell has cut the Warrior lead in half. Cantwell's 12th RBI of the year, his second hit of this afternoon. Beard working from the stretch to the plate, over at the knees. Borderline pitch, but Beard got the call. 1 strike to count. McKinley coaching down at first base, yelling in. Monfort down at third base. Here's the next delivery, way outside with a fastball. Evens it at 1-1. Cardinals were beaten in Montreal today, lost 7-5. Any update on the...
They went to extra innings on the Mets-Pirates. No score yet. They're still tied.
6-6, Mets and Pirates. Here's the next pitch. Swung, fouled off right side. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count now on the Falcon third baseman, Dennis Bacon Hester. The Baker out of Columbus, Ohio. In the first game today, Dennis was 0 for 3. 1 homer, 10 RBIs, hitting .320 on the year. Needs a base hit here to tie the game. Pitch in the dirt, gets away. Cantwell is going to third base, going to play. Throw is wide of the bag. Cantwell safe. Ball did not bounce that far away, about 10 feet off to the first base side, but the catcher pounced on it in a hurry. Etter's throw, though, pulled the third baseman off the bag and foul ground, and Cantwell is down at third base. With the tying run 90 feet away.